Hello, friends. It's Nancy from Astrology and Angel Mediums today with another tarot spread video, kind of showing you some different tarot spreads that I have enjoyed to use with clients and for myself over the years. So today I'm going to be doing the very popular in-depth relationship spread. Now, this is another 6-card spread. I have a lot of them that I kind of keep on the back burner. I'm a big fan of like 4 to 6 card readings. It's something that really allows me to get a little bit of depth, a lot of like being able to kind of identify what's going on and also bring me a lot of clarity. So we're going to kind of just do a sample of what this spread would look like. And again, with anything I share or do, take what you need, leave what you don't. You don't have to do things the way I'm doing them here. This is just me sharing what I have noticed is something that works really well for relationship readings. And I know for a lot of people, we, want to know what's going on sometimes in our romantic partnerships or even just other relationships that we have around us that are significant. So I'm just going to kind of shuffle these guys up really nice. And then we're going to kind of talk about the card spread and each of the positions for the cards. All right. So the very first card is going to be the overall state of the relationship. I'm just going to kind of pull whatever. So we have the 9 of Fire here or the 9 of Wands. Probably put it there. And next we are going to have card number 2, which is the role that you play in the relationship. So this is going to be kind of your identifier. So we have the Moon. Not boding well for me so far. All right. And then card number 3, this is going to be the card identifying the role that your partner plays in the relationship. So we have the 9 of Earth here. We've got a lot of 9s here. Moving on to card number 4, this is going to be the factors influencing the relationship within your control. So again, we have the Professor or the Hierophant. And then if we move on, like New is going to be a little too low. And again, you can kind of put them however you want. You don't have to use what I'm doing here with the cards. This is just how I like to put them. And card number 5 is going to be the external factors influencing the relationship. So this is stuff that's maybe outside of your control. So here we have the Sun reversed, which is funny because we have the Moon right above it. And then card number 6 is going to be the most likely outcome of the relationship. We have the Ace of Earth. All right. So I'm going to kind of do like a quick read on these cards. Since this isn't like me focusing on anyone in particular, I'll pretend that this is for me, right? But I don't really do relationship readings for myself. That's just me. Okay. So card number 1, again, this is the overall state of the relationship. So I would say in this relationship, maybe there's a lot of like rest and reconsideration. Maybe you've reached a different stage in the relationship. Maybe there's been a lot of external stresses. So it, to me, can be almost like saying it is very much a relationship that maybe it's gone through a lot, maybe long-standing, wanting to kind of take a break in some ways. Not so much from the relationship, but maybe questioning, what is going on with the relationship in some ways, and maybe wanting to kind of reconsider what that means for you moving forward. And again, long-term relationships are always going to go through different phases. So I think it's perfectly normal to see, a card like this show up in a relationship reading. Now we have the role that you play in the relationship. My Cancer Moon is feeling a little attacked here, but this would mean like the person asking. So if I'm the person that has set up this reading to ask about my relationship, this would be me. If this was someone that has like booked me for a reading and has chosen this as their reading, that would be them. So hopefully that makes sense. So I would kind of identify this person as being more emotional, more intuitive, maybe someone that like needs to confront certain things within themselves. Maybe they kind of struggle with like, the truth of a situation in some ways. So it can just kind of describe how they're acting in the relationship is maybe a little bit more erratic in some ways. Moving on to card number 3, this is supposed to be the role that your partner plays in the relationship. So again, if I was asking, this would be my spouse. If, somebody has booked me for a reading, this would be their partner or whoever they are in a romantic relationship with. And I'm only saying romantic because over the years, I've noticed like that is what most people will ask about is a romantic partnership, not so much business. But because this is an in-depth relationship reading, you could potentially use this for business partnerships, for any kind of business related relationships, family relationships, because none of this is really talking about love or sex or anything like that. It's not really focusing on that, if that makes sense. So it's just an in-depth relationship reading, if that makes sense. So it just helps you understand. I could even see this as looking at a relationship between a mother and their children or a child. So here we have the 9 of Earth. So I would say that maybe their partner is someone who's very steady, someone that's very committed, someone who maybe is a little bit more focused on the material or the physical versus like more emotional kind of pursuits and things of that nature. So if we move on to card number 4, which is going to be the factors that are influencing the relationship within your control, we have the Professor or the Hierophant. So this could be very much about learning and teaching, the kind of energy of being more steady and connected to what it is that you are kind of doing within the relationship. So you may feel like the relationship has a lot of potential for educating you while also teaching you a lot of different things, and for you to kind of also teach others in the relationship. So you may feel like this is a relationship that is beneficial in so many different ways. Moving on to card number 5, we have the external factors influencing the relationship. And here we have the Sun reverse. So I would say that maybe you feel like you're not allowed to share your joy or share your warmth, or there isn't a lot of external support over you being able to kind of shine in this relationship. So maybe you feel like you have to kind of hold back, or you can't really show up as, yourself authentically in the relationship around others. Or maybe you're afraid to kind of shine and share what's going on with your relationship. So if we move on to card number 6, the final card, this is going to be the most likely outcome of the relationship. So this can just signify a new opportunity for this relationship to really grow, to really become something else, and for it to be something that allows you to feel more connected, planting new seeds and such. So there is a little bit of that kind of energy here, which can be very beneficial. So if I were to kind of look at, overall, again, this isn't a reading like I would do for myself. I would go in a lot more depth. I would look at the numerology. I would look at, what else is kind of influencing the relationship here. What kind of cards am I seeing? We have 3 major cards again. So to me, this is kind of saying like this is a significant relationship, a fated relationship, one that requires a lot of commitment and connection from the people that are involved in the relationship, as well as having so much pentacle energy here, maybe more focus on the physical and like the home or the material or work or, things of that nature, like how you're gaining money together or what resources you're bringing together with this person. So there is a lot that you can kind of do with a 6-card spread like this. Now, like I stated earlier, I wouldn't just focus on romantic partnerships, but that is kind of what I have done the most of when it comes to using this spread for clients or for people that have come to me for guidance. It has been definitely more of the romantic partnership reflection. I think it's good in the sense of it gives you pretty unbiased questions to focus on, because it's not putting blame, it's not pigeonholing one person into being one thing or the other. I think it's very informative because it kind of gives you a little bit more depth into looking at different angles of things, because it tells you like, who are you in this relationship? Who's your partner in the relationship? What are the factors within your control? What are the external things that are like not within your control? So it allows you to kind of look at things a little bit more objectively. And I know with relationships and connections, it's so hard to have an objective opinion about what's going to happen or how things are going to go, especially if we are in the middle of a lot of confusion or feeling a little bit like we're not being heard in a relationship. So using a tarot spread or a card spread, because you can use oracle cards too. You don't have to just use tarot cards. It's just what I like to use. It can allow you to feel a sense of clarity, a sense of direction, something to kind of work towards. Because now, for whoever this reading may have been for, I would be like, okay, we got to focus on the new opportunities. We got to focus on like, what are we planting together? What are we working on together? And not being so focused on the people that maybe don't see why the relationship works or really aren't, open to you feeling that level of happiness and connection in your relationships. So let me know what you guys think of this spread. Have you ever heard of it? I don't remember where I got this from. I've been using it for several years now. And let me know if maybe there's a different in-depth kind of relationship spread that you're using that you really enjoy. But thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please take care, stay safe, and as always, make good choices. Bye.